The round of 16 is done, and now we're into the cuartos de final. And what a cuartos de final it promises to be. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of VAR From Perfect podcast. We're three guys from Canada. It hurts, but we'll get over it. Talk about that game that they love the most, football. And guys, like I just mentioned, the round of 16 is done, and what a round it's been. So many ups, so many downs, so much controversy, so many amazing goals. It's been one for the ages. So let's get right into it. We've got the usual squad with us today. Anurup, my guy, how's it going, bro?
I'm not as pumped as I used to be. So yeah, I mean it's just a roller coaster ride, right? Watching these games, but we'll get to that. And I will express my frustrations along the way. You'll hear me rant every now and then.
Can't wait, bro. There's a lot to rant about. Sal, on the other hand, I feel is very happy of how things went down. So, what's up, man? How you doing, bro? Look at this guy smiling.
You know what? It's a mixed bag, right? You know, like Canada, and then there's England, but might be at the England game. I'm not sure yet. But we're trying to make it happen. Little VAR from Perfect on scene. But before we get onto that, boys, like round of 32 was kind of nuts, right? Like we thought there were some upsets and it was crazy, but round of 16 might have just topped it, man. We lost a 5-time champion. We lost every single World Cup co-host all in one round. We had a sitting U.S. president calling up FIFA in the middle of a knockout game. Messi just pulling off miracles left, right, and center. Controversies. I'm late comebacks. I mean, it had everything. But we'll get. I mean, as you guys all know, we all live in Toronto. We're all Canadians, so we got to talk about our hometown, our home country heroes. Canada progressing from the round of 32 after beating South Africa to play Morocco. We predicted this to be a tough game. I was saying if we lost by less than 2 or less goals, I would have considered a success. It ended up being 3-0 for Morocco. It's a tough game, but man, we got to be proud of the boys, right? They come so far. It was far beyond our expectations, and Morocco's no joke, as we've seen.
Yep.
I just feel like that first half, it was so promising. Everything that Canada did, the way we were playing, the last episode, if you remember, I sat there saying that we have to kind of nick a goal and sit back. They didn't sit back. Yep. And Morocco, they were shook. They didn't know. They didn't expect this from Canada. We were on the front foot. We had the clear-cut chances. Morocco, they got a bit rattled in that first half, right? They were pushing and shoving. Hakimi deserved, like, I don't know what he was on. He was just pushing Larea, which was kind of good. Like, I thought we were getting under their skin.
Yep.
It was all great. It was all very promising. And then that second half hit. And you know what the funny part is? What we said exactly happened, right? They picked it up. They're like, you know what? Okay, Canada's playing physical. We're going to step it up a notch. And their physicality, their technique, they just outran us. Ashraf Hakimi in the second half was just unbelievable. He was like, okay, guys, enough messing about. Let's just go play. He was unbelievable. Unahi, bruh. Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. That free kick.
Killing us. He was just everywhere. The way he was linking up with Hakimi, it's sad to see. Obviously, us going out, but it went down exactly the kind of way we predicted. Especially after they got that first goal, we had to take it to them, and we just couldn't keep up. I don't know what you guys thought, but yeah, that was kind of just like my quick summary of the game.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel that our best player was Azteca again. He was he I thought he would make a difference again, but unfortunately, second half wasn't like Canada's game at all. So yeah, first half it was very promising. Like we were, as you mentioned, we were getting under Hakimi's skin, but then that did not work in the second half at all. And yeah, Unahi, props to him. Masterclass of a game. And we knew, and honestly, the 3-0 score does not justify the way we played, I feel. Because the goals came in quick succession in the second half. But yeah, like the first 15-20 minutes, I'm pretty sure we were on top.
Definitely. I mean, I think I saw this stat somewhere on Twitter, but Morocco only had 5 shots on goal the whole game, and I think it's the fewest shots ever in a knockout round in the World Cup. Like it's actually ridiculous that like when you talk about containing
Yeah.
Morocco as best as we could, I think they couldn't have done a better job. And understand, we're shorthanded, man. Davies didn't
Yep.
set foot on the pitch. We're missing arguably our best defensive midfielder. I'm not gonna sit here and say we would have won if those guys were 100%, but like I think Canada can leave this World Cup with their heads held high, because I think round of 16 was more than satisfactory. I don't know. Do you guys agree? Like this was beyond my expectations. I thought just making it to the knockout stage would have been good, but round of 16, I think you got to be happy with this.
I'm just upset he didn't start Kyle Larin, man. All of us say he had that little turn, but the problem is he didn't score, and that's our biggest issue. It doesn't matter how many turns you do. You got to put the ball in the back of the net.
You're not
and again,
clinical.
he's not clinical, right? And again, I hate to bring him up in a negative way. Jonathan David, man. What? My guy, bro. What? You play for Juventus. You're supposed to be one of the most technically secure players in our team, and you weren't. Again, there were times he get the ball, he just misplace it. I understand being shorthanded, but there's a part of me that I don't want to say a missed opportunity, because Morocco, they're a juggernaut, and we're just kind of growing into who we are as a team. But we could have had them. We could have. There was a chance.
Man.
If I wouldn't even say some of our players played to their best. They played poorly, and we had a chance. Right? Again, Eustaquio was unbelievable. Your boy, Alistair, oh my God, he was really good.
Johnston.
Yeah, he was Alistair Johnston again. He was really, really good.
Not in the second half, though. Not in the second half.
Nobody was good in the second half.
Nobody was good in the second
half.
half.
I don't think anybody like Tejan Buchanan in the first half. He was smoking it. He was going crazy. So we had our chances, right? And then that Oluwase chance, you have to bury that. That's the chance you have to bury. But if you don't, you're gonna get punished. And then I thought, like Morocco's side, Brahim Diaz had a better game. I thought he looked a lot more lively.
Got 2 assists.
The second half they just smoked us. But again, if you look at overall, like I'm being a negative Nancy over here. There's got to be a bit of positive Pam. You know what I mean? I just made that up.
Nah, man.
Yeah, good one though.
No, I get it though. I get it, because Morocco wasn't perfect by any means. But it's like you said, Arvin. It's like what we talked about the whole time with Canada. It's their ability to be clinical in front of net and efficient. I think that I've realized the levels between the strikers and forwards that we have versus the Frances, the Harry Kanes, the Hollands. It's how quickly they react and how quickly they get on the ball. And you could just see, like, you can't be that slow against Morocco's defense. You just couldn't. And we knew it was going to be a struggle. It kind of played out in a way that we expected. But in that sense, I think the scoreline's harsh. I think it really doesn't reflect how good Canada played in this game. We're not going to sit here and say they deserve to win, but
no.
You know what? Salute to the boys. They made us proud. And you know what? I'm curious to know, like, because there's always like a growth that happens in a sport, especially in a country that hosts the World Cup. If you look at the basketball side of things, Canada was kind of relatively unknown in the basketball scene, in the international scene, until about the last 6 to 8 years or so, right? And there've been a lot of homegrown talent coming in from Canada, becoming top level talent in the NBA. How long do you guys think, or will it ever happen where Canada starts producing that level of talent? I think that grassroots infrastructure is coming in, but I hope in the next 4 to 8 years we start putting together a more and more competitive team.
I believe so. I thoroughly believe so, because it's been on on an ascent since obviously since Jesse Marsh took over, but even before that, like since a decade now, the football has been on the rise. Canadian football has been on the rise. As I mentioned earlier on, right? We were ranked 130 10 years ago, like in 2012.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 130 below India. So
that's nuts.
And
what? I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Bro, even New Zealand were below India at one point of time. But that's it.
We gotta do that. Unbelievable.
I put it this way: it'd be a disappointment if we didn't build on this. If in 2034, we're still kind of looking at the same level of talent, this country, once you give them a team to root for, we go all in. Even the Raptors, we have the best fans. Jays, we have the best fans. Leafs, we don't. Leafs fans, we've never won anything. We're still there every game. Just give us a team to cheer for, some players. We're there, bro. We'll do the rest. We'll come up with some chants. We'll show up to squares. So please, like, we need to, because this is such a big game, such a global game, and I'm guessing we'll talk about other teams that show how
100%.
global this game is. This sport deserves a chance in Canada because the fans are there showing up. So let's just do it, man. 2034,
Yo.
we're there, baby. Come on.
You got it bang on, bro. You know what it is? We don't have the right chants. The chants suck.
We don't. The chance
We
suck.
need better chants, people. Come on, guys. Let's do something better. Ooh ah
creative
Canada, ooh ah Canada. Like that's not a chant.
That's not a chance, bro.
What are we, US?
Imagine
the
like
US?
imagine Olwa say hearing that chance. No wonder he missed. He needs something more energetic. You know? He hears Olwa, he's like, nah, I'm gonna put this no, bro. That is not-
I'm gonna sky it.
With this guy, this chance sucks. Boom.
Oh my goodness.
man.
All right, let's move
One more
on. Let's
thing-
move on.
Sorry,
yeah.
one more thing I wanted to quickly touch upon was I was a bit shocked looking at the lineup for Canada.
Yeah.
Like Ali Ahmed starting.
Lauren.
I did not. Yeah, Lauren. So that was
Okay.
one thing that I wanted.
You know
to
what's
touch upon.
funny? I thought Ali Hamid was pretty good.
He was, yeah.
He was pretty.
I thought
decent.
Liam Miller would still be a better option, and he
Yeah.
would be an impact sub. Again, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
But he
No, that's
was.
fair.
I'm not saying that he was bad. I was expecting Liam Miller to start because he was
Yeah.
a regular starter on the left flank. But
Yeah.
hey, I can be wrong.
Yeah. And again, like obviously we call for Alphonso Davies to start. Obviously he was injured the whole tournament, right? I think they tried to prolong it as much as they could. They brought him on in the game before against South Africa just to see he didn't respond well. It sucks because at the end of the day, you're right, Sal. We're missing our two best players. Like one of our
Yep.
top out of our top three players, we're missing two of them.
Yep.
So how much can we really be upset? Right? So that's a fact.
really.
It's just going back to why I was a little upset because we had them.
So-
We're almost there, and that's what kind of hurts a bit. But if you look at the whole context, obviously, it's such a great achievement making the round of 16.
Yeah.
We didn't go earlier than any of the other hosts, so that's good.
True.
Right? Let's go. All the hosts left at the same time. We just want to make sure the party's done, right? We're just being respectful hosts. So
You know what?
yeah.
We're talking about the host. Let's go to our neighbors down south. Our little neighbor down south, the USA, playing against Belgium. There's a bit of history in this one, right? We know Belgium, USA have played each other before. But this game was, I think, slightly less interesting right at kickoff. But it was all about what was happening before kickoff. So, for those who don't know, Balogun, USA's kind of top number 9, their main striker, received the one-game ban for receiving a straight red card in their previous round matchup against Bosnia. Now, regardless of what happens, when you get a straight red card, it's an automatic one-game penalty. That's just, I don't even know when this rule came into place. It's been around for as long as I think we've known the sport, right? This is quite a basic rule that's existed across all formats. This is not a World Cup rule. This is something that takes place in the Champions League, in the Premier League, wherever you go. If you get a straight red card, you get a suspension. Now, leading up to a few days right before the kickoff of Belgium-USA, we get news that FIFA has all of a sudden overturned the red card on Balogun, which caused a lot of uproar, and people were a little bit confused as to what the hell is going on. And
So can I
then
correct you quickly?
yeah.
It wasn't an overturn. It was a suspension of a red card.
Oh, which is even worse.
Suspension of a red
A
card.
suspension of a red card?
I think it's something to like delay it up until a year from now. I think it has to be served within 365 days. It's been done at smaller level matches, and I think in like for it to not go from like competition to competition. So for like a friendlies, red card would not apply to like a World Cup match, for example, right? It's happened in those type of cases before, but never in like a single tournament. We later found out which was confirmed later with a press conference, that Donald Trump had made a phone call to FIFA President Infantino to say, hey, take a look. That's his words. Hey, give it a second look. And lo and behold, Balogun is ready to play, but justice was served. Belgium mollywopped USA 4-1 and hit him with the little Donald Trump.
Ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, what a mess of of just a procession in general this was. I mean, what do you guys think about this red card? Do you think politics should get involved in our sport? God,
No, hell no.
Man. This is so
Did
stupid.
you listen to what Trump said? He even said that he does not know what a red card is. If you listen to the press conference, and then when he realized that Balogun wouldn't be playing, he's like, "Oh no, he had to rescind the red card." So I just don't get it. First of all, politics shouldn't be involved. They just they just kill the sport,
Yeah.
So and I loved Lukaku celebrating in front of the fans and doing this and then doing the Trump dance. All of the Belgian players were doing the Trump dance after they scored 4-1.
Yeah.
I loved it. I learned it as well, with them. So,
You're probably doing it with them.
exactly.
Guys, I'm really good at this. I just called Gianna.
The best dance ever.
He's a great person. Dude, Trump fucking kills me, bro. I'm sorry. This guy's like, I just called Gianni. He has a lot of respect in my eyes. I just called him, tell him to look at him.
Nice guy, wonderful guy.
He's a wonderful person. He's a great guy. Man, in what world is it okay for the president of a country to call the president of FIFA? And they actually suspend... Man, again, this has opened the floodgates for France appealing Olise's yellow. I think England's going to appeal Kwanzaa's red.
Kwanzaa.
When is this going to stop? This is not Donald Trump's fault. This is Gianni Infantino's fault.
Yes.
How do you let this happen? Because now you've just opened the floodgates for every team to appeal every decision, not for an overturn. You know what would have been cleaner? Overturn the red card. But what they didn't want to do is admit that the referees made a mistake. Because I'll be honest, that didn't look like a red card to me. It was a soft red. Fair enough, right? You can put your hands up and say, listen, that wasn't a red card. We overturned it after a review. But what does that mean? The referees made a mistake. So this guy tried to protect FIFA, costing the integrity of the game. He'd rather protect his referees but be like, hey, you know what? We'll suspend it a year. What sense does that even make, man? And honestly, this literally put a target on US's back. And I'm so glad Belgium completely smoked them.
Yep.
They smoked them. And 100% this played in their heads. There was no way they went into this game not thinking about this, being like, you know what? Oh, it's not a problem. They went in thinking, listen, we're gonna actually absolutely smoke these guys, and they did. They were on top of it from right from the day one, right from the start.
Get go, yeah.
Right from the get go. But USA were sloppy, man. They were so sloppy. I don't know what you guys thought about the game itself, but it was schoolboy defending, absolutely. And that goalkeeper error, I don't want to get started.
Oh, that's the one I was gonna talk about. Like the
solid.
goalkeeper error, the miscommunication with the defense. And you guys know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I've been kind of rooting for USA since the beginning. I couldn't even tell you why. I hate them in every other aspect, but something about their football team, I kind of want to root for them. But not this time, man. Just how everything went down, and kind of going back to what you were saying, Arvin. This is on Infantino, because we know Trump's an idiot. Ah, shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that online. Whatever. Yo, come at me. I don't give a shit. We know Trump's an idiot, but it doesn't mean you have to listen to him. And I think this World Cup's been fantastic. Like, in terms of what's been happening on the pitch, it's been unbelievably exciting.
Yep.
But some of the inconsistencies with how they've kind of managed this World Cup, the whole Iran having to leave the country within 2 hours of their match finishing, some of the logistics and how they've handled it. And again, this is just the US, right? You haven't heard about this happen. Any issues in Canada? No issues in Mexico.
Nope.
It's just on the US side. Surprise, surprise. Wonder what's causing that. But you know what? Like I said in the beginning, justice was served. Charles de Ketelaere, I was kind of talking shit about him. I think we all were kind of haggling him a little bit about how he hasn't been performing all that well, and we don't rate him so highly. I think he finally showed up a little bit, scored 2 goals, and we got to talk about Lukaku a little bit, man, because when you look at his goal-scoring record, it's actually unbelievable. The dude has a better goal-scoring ratio than I think even Harry Kane. 80-something goals in about 120-something games. It's actually unreal. Say what you want about Lukaku and all the sitters that he's missed and everything, but this is a man that's played at some of the top clubs in the world, showed up for his country. I mean, well, I don't know. Like, what is Lukaku's legacy? I don't know if we're gonna see him at the next World Cup. I'm not sure, but I'm just happy Belgium won. Let's see what happens.
Another thing that really surprised me about this game was he benched Doku and Kevin De Bruyne, which I was like, wait, are they injured? I had to look it up. They weren't, but this was a genius move by him because he brought physicality. They just pounced on them right away, right? Kevin De Bruyne, as much as he has the quality, he can find the pass. His running power just isn't there. And this USA team, they're really athletic, right?
Yep.
So with this decision, Belgium jumped on them right away, and it paid off. And honestly, I thought US did have some chances, but again, their goal came from a deflection, the free kick. It wasn't, he didn't mean to do that. And they had some chances, but again, Christian Pulisic, Captain America, bro, he was injured. I'm not going to go too hard on him, but even then, I don't think he showed up. I can't even point out who the USA's best player was. I thought maybe Anthony Robinson was pretty good. Their fullbacks was really good. Weston McKennie was just flying around the pitch. I don't know if he did a lot, but just trying to be a presence. But
Sergino Dest was terrible.
Yeah,
he got yanked, I think, at halftime. Malik Tillman was good. I mean, he got the only goal as well, but he was good. Defense was terrible. Goalkeeper, one of the worst performances I've seen from a goal. We've been talking a lot about how goalies have been so great at this tournament, and they really have been. We're going to talk about a couple of them later. This was a stinker in front of your home fans. This one's going to sting for a while for the U.S. fans. We talk about how Canada can leave with their heads held high. I think the U.S. men's national team and their fans are going to be a little bit disappointed with with how U.S. is walking out of this tournament. Losing to Belgium is that's okay. That's a respectable way to get out. Round of 16 is perfectly acceptable for the U.S. But kind of like how we talked about the Canada game, right? This could have ended very differently. Belgium's not the juggernaut Morocco is. I think USA coming in had chances. I think Vegas had them pretty close to a pick 'em. I think Belgium was like a minus 150 odds, like slight favorites. So slightly disappointed with the USA, but given that's everything that happened, whatever, go fuck yourselves.
Hey, I guess it's not a party in the USA. Miley Cyrus is she can't sing.
I'm not
that
a
song
fan
anymore.
of cutting anything in this podcast, but we're definitely gonna cut that one, ladies and gentlemen.
No, baby.
Let's talk about the last host nation. And goddamn the best for last. So much history in this game. It's England coming in to the Azteca. I don't even know how many fans there were, 80, 90, 100,000. Just Mexicans going ballistic. The talk about the altitude, the weather, the fans, the physicality. And this was one of the best games I have ever seen in the World Cup. When you talk about resilience, attrition, overcoming adversity, these were all things you couldn't say about England teams of the past. That false golden generation from 2010 and 2006. Those were things you couldn't describe. Those were not words you would describe that last team. But this team, man, they dug deep. They pulled through, and we'll talk a little bit about how this game laid out, but I was shocked and so proud of how well England responded when things just weren't going their way. Red cards, conceding goals, the fans. I mean, what a fantastic game. Anurup, like talk to me about this, man. Like, we're all a bit England, like a little bit England fans, obviously me. So let's talk about this one. Let's get into detail. What a game.
Bro, like first things first, Thomas Tuchel had mentioned about the altitude disadvantage that England would have, and they did not get time to acclimatize because they just reached a day prior, and it's at 7,000 feet, 7,200 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Higher than the highest
Above
point
sea
in the
level,
world.
yeah.
So above sea level, above sea level, which is insane. First things first, and on top of that, like the stadium is buzzing. It's and I don't think so. Mexico has lost in that stadium, if I'm not mistaken.
They've lost like twice or something. Their record is
not
insane.
Not in the past decades or so.
It's been like 80
Insane,
games
something
or
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been years. And England were, I think, they lost to Argentina during the hand of God
1986,
in
I think, yeah.
86. Yeah, that was at Aztec. So I just pulled up some interesting facts.
Sorry, one thing, Anurup,
yeah.
like just to give people a little bit context, because I think for people that live here, even for me, we hear about this whole altitude thing, right? Even when you think about NBA, they talk about Denver, the Mile High City, and how they have a good home record. So I was in Mexico City just a couple of months ago, not too long ago, right before the World Cup started, and I got to feel that altitude firsthand. And that was the first time in my life I've got to experience anything like this. And I'm not saying I even played a full 90 in the World Cup against England, or sorry, against Mexico, but I just went hiking up in the mountains. And the best way I could describe it is it feels like your lungs can't breathe in air. Like you take in a small breath and it feels like you're already at capacity. That's what it feels like for someone that's not used to that altitude, going in there and now trying to imagine playing a tough physical game. So for you guys that maybe are understanding like how much does this altitude really matter, I can promise you from firsthand experience, it's a killer. So I just wanted to give you that little context, but continue.
Absolutely. So England were playing against all odds. I'm not saying that Mexicans are immune to that, but England, English players are not used to this, and it was already mentioned that it was a disadvantage for them. But despite all the odds, I feel the resilience that we were speaking about, it showed, the class showed. So oh man, our boy Jude, he showed his class. He was oozing class. The header, the finishing. Oh my God, it was
a motherfucking goat. Sorry,
it was bang on. And guys, Gordon, he made the difference. We were literally shitting on Gordon, like why was he even selected over everyone, all the options that Tuchel has. But he made a difference. He was running through the defense. He won the penalty as well. That was it was neat. So but then when after Kwanzaa's tackle, and it was a clear red. You cannot argue against that. Despite going down to 10 men, like Mexico had what, 10 corners or something, but they didn't have the finishing product. But the defense did a wonderful job. Jude Bellingham defended as well. Like he was everywhere. He was all over the pitch, bro.
Let's talk about Jude because he scored twice in 98 seconds. A lot of that comes through the hard work of Harry Kane. But Arvind, I know you talked about it too. Like, although Jude scored, Harry Kane did a lot of that hard work. So let's talk about those two guys. Because when you talk about world-class talent, everyone thinks of Harry Kane. I think I was one of the few people coming in that argued for Jude to be in that category. But in all honesty, like, I couldn't even argue much for it coming into the World Cup. But I think he's shown over the last 2 games at least why he is one of the biggest X factors in this World Cup for England.
I honestly have a whole rant to go about Jude, but I was saving it for Sal because I know that's your boy. But this performance by Jude has, like a coming of age movie, like the boy becoming a man. This was Jude's moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was not just the guy who gives you the end product. He wasn't a luxury player. He was everything for England.
Yeah.
Literally, he was defending. He was in midfield. He was scoring goals. And even me, I'm not the biggest Jude Bellingham fan, but I was never to the point where the English media were asking questions as to should this guy even start. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. To question Jude Bellingham, this guy is the future of the England national team. You have to make sure you build around Jude Bellingham. And he's proved it. That performance by Jude, I was at a loss for words. That's arguably one of the greatest performances by an England player, maybe of all time. And I don't even think that's an exaggeration.
No. And especially when you count the stakes, right? Like, I just looked 100%. It up. This was the first time Mexico has lost at the Azteca in the World Cup ever. And third in 89 matches. Third loss in 89 matches.
Insane.
Like, I don't care what you think of Mexico. That's not a joke stat, right? And the thing with Jude is, I think it was Gary Neville that was talking about it. England hasn't had what you would call like a complete midfielder in a long time. In this era of analytics, we've broken midfielders down into like you need a 10, you need a 8, and you need a 6. And for a while, England's been juggling with, oh, we have a good 10 and an 8, and we don't have a 6, or we have a 6, but we don't. Jude is, for the first time, I think, since like Stevie G, is showing what a complete midfielder should look like. Bro, this guy was almost about on the verge of passing out, and he was still chasing down the back line of Mexico, putting pressure on the ball,
Yep.
making the runs upfield to fill in the lines. Even if he knew he wasn't going to get the ball, he just knew, hey, I got to make this run to pull the defender in. That, to me, like, not a lot of star players do that. You can say whatever you want about Messi and Ronaldo. They're not doing that. Haaland's not doing that, right?
Yeah,
Jude
absolutely.
doesn't even need to do that. We know the quality that he has, and yet he put in all the dirty work, and I was glad he got rewarded for it. But as much as we applaud Jude, we got to talk about Harry Kane. Because Harry Kane was the piece, I think, that made everything work. Where Jude was putting in all that dirty work and the running and the sprinting, Harry Kane brought that level of quality that Mexico just couldn't keep up with.
Yeah. Wonderful assist to Jude as well, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I love the guys, the penalty that he scored. He doesn't do all that stutter bullshit. He just, to the point, you know? Just took a straight penalty.
Any like the penalty was a penalty, right? Like we can't mess around with that.
Both of them. Yeah.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
the
think
thing
it's
is,
totally fair.
like I remember saying this on the chat. That was a pressure penalty.
Yes.
In my head, I was like, he's missed a big one against France in the 2022 World Cup. You have to bury this. He stepped up. And the one thing about Harry Kane that's impressed me the most is just how smart this guy is. He knows exactly what he's doing. The way he pulled the two defenders, and even Jude, they were working well off each other. He knew that space would be free. Harry Kane made that space. As soon as he freed that space up, he looked behind. Because he wanted to see if Jude made that run. Jude made that run, and then Bukayo had that assist. Obviously, I gotta say a little bit about Bukayo. Man on a half a hamstring, the quality is undeniable.
What a difference.
I don't. He can run as fast. He's still recovering, but to have that ball pinpoint, he knew exactly where to put it. Accurate, star boy for real. He was unreal. But again, I can't really fault anybody. I don't know who England's back. Pickford was immense. He was.
Let's talk about Pickford. Let's talk about Pickford. That Raul Jimenez header, unbelievable header by the way. What a header! Flying in, placed in the bottom corner, and Pickford like just about gets a thumb on it.
Yeah, a thumb on it, literally. Yeah.
He was unbelievable. And, you know, the biggest criticism I think Pickford had his whole career was that he has, like, a shorter wingspan. That's held something against him. He's not the biggest keeper. But you saw what happened in that last half an hour, 20 minutes, when you knew Mexico were just going to bring on pressure and they were putting corner after corner after corner. And there were two guys that came through. So first we'll talk about Pickford because he was so commanding in the box. He was coming in, punching everything away, just took control of that box. But I want to give a very special shout out to someone. Because this is a person that Arvin defended on our very first episode when we were talking about the squad selection. I was critical of him being picked. And as these games going on, I got to put my hands up to Tuchel. And I got to respect the people he put on. Because Dan Burn was picked on this squad for this particular moment. If he doesn't play a single minute and England go on to win the World Cup, he is as responsible for that World Cup as anyone else. Because the boy put his head top on everything. He was, I don't know how many clearances he had. He must have had 10 in like the a few minutes that he was on. He was outstanding.
Played for what? Yeah, just 15 minutes.
So I put my heads up, Dan Burn. I apologize. Newcastle still sucks, but you put in a mighty, mighty shift, man.
I think we're forgetting one last person, Thomas Tuchel. People clowned him for his lineup. People clowned him for the selection. His substitutions this game,
on point. Bro,
Chef's
all the
kiss,
defenders,
master.
John Stones, Jet Spence, and Dan Burn.
Dan Burn. He knew exactly when to put them on. He didn't hesitate to take the names off. Yeah. Even by the 85th minute, taking Harry Kane off. He had to come off. He looked tired. He put Morgan Rogers on, someone who can run, who can defend. Thomas Tuchel, even though I don't know if you guys saw that video, I sent it on the chat, where Rice and Stones, Rice is pretending that John Stones has a shoulder injury, and he starts dancing. You haven't seen this video?
Yeah.
He's doing one of these. Tuchel, like, he's German, but he loves the English culture. He loves that team. And I'm just so happy for Tuchel. But honestly, guys, the funniest moment of this whole thing was Harry Kane's interview after.
His voice was gone.
The team did really well. Bro, he's nuts.
You know what my favorite part is? He's saying how, like, he can barely talk, and the interviewer's just like,
And
I
she's
don't
still
give a
asking
shit.
questions.
Just keeps asking questions. He's like, I don't give a fuck about you. I gotta do my job, bro. I'm trying to get paid.
Bro, if you hear that question, if you hear him talk like that once, let the man go, bro. So, they asked a question, so what do you want? I'm a team. Like, dude, this guy
Fucking Mickey Mouse.
Bro, he was absolutely done, man. He was absolutely done. But what a performance from England. The one thing I have to say, Mexico were great.
Oh, yeah.
Quinones? I don't know who Quinones is.
Cooking, bro.
Quinones was
Fantastic player. They have that one 17-year-old, Gilberto Mora. You couldn't tell he was 17. Like, I'm not saying he had like a standout game or anything, but you wouldn't know that there was a 17-year-old kid on the field going up against England that's known to be a bigger, more physical team, to go battle with Rice, Elliot Anderson, and Jude Bellingham in the midfield and hold his own. I'm already hearing a bunch of rumors that he's been linked to a couple of different clubs, so I can definitely see him getting a move. So I got to shout out him, but Quinones, man, that guy on the left wing was just unbelievable. He got a really nice goal. I thought Konza had he had attempted a very clever clearance kind of with the back of his foot to just get it out of that danger zone that you can't really fault him for it. And it wasn't the easiest chance for Quinones. It was a bit of a higher ball. He made sure he got behind it, not underneath it, blasted into the top bar. He was great. Jimenez, obviously, we talked about, got a goal. Arguably should have had two if it wasn't for Pickford. Mexico performed. It's not like they were this bummy team. They showed up. They put the pressure on England, and England needed to be 10 out of 10, top to bottom, to kind of keep up with that performance.
The reason we're talking about England's performance so much is because Mexico are not a joke.
Nope.
That's a tough team again in a tough stadium to go against them. Hats off to Mexico, man. They've had a great tournament as well. And I genuinely thought England could get bounced. That's why, to me, this performance by England is huge, because Mexico have been that good.
Yeah. I mean, they look gassed out at the end, England, because they were run through to the ground, sorry. And I literally thought it would go to the extra time. I literally thought they would get the equalizer at the end. Yeah. Because they got what? Like 5 out of the 10-12 corners that they got like 5 in the final quarter. Or maybe the final 10 minutes, I don't know. But they were on it. So, huge props to Mexico.
Mexico, hey, shout out.
Oh, and guys, what about Jordan Henderson?
So that's
the first player to get a yellow card.
You know what was the worst thing?
Bro.
I still, because the commentators had messed something up. In the match, they mentioned Jude Bellingham had gotten a yellow card. And so we all thought he was out of the next game. I was devastated. I found out after the fact that it was actually Jordan Henderson that got a yellow card, which is just infinitely more hilarious at that point. But it was obviously like it was funny. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of silly what happened, but it is sad to see. I don't know if you guys saw the footage.
Was bad. It was bad. I saw the video, and I felt he broke his arm.
He did.
He did, right? He was stretched off.
No. So that's what I'm saying. There's a slow-mo footage, like half his arm is going up, and the other half is facing the other way. Like it's a full compound fracture. It's his arm was completely broken in half. So it's obviously so unfortunate, and you could tell like the way the England players reacted. You could tell how important Jordan Henderson is on this team, not because of what he will do on the pitch, but just having him in the locker room, in the training ground, and because it's a relatively young team for England, so having someone like him there is so important. I was critical of a lot of pickups for England. I was not mad at Jordan Henderson. That was someone that we need on the team, so I hope he recovers well. I hope we can see him for the start of the season, Premier League season.
Hopefully.
But yeah, that I mean, it was unfortunate how the night ended, but shout out to England, big performance, big players showing up in the biggest of stage. Another thing, I was watching a lot of vlogs of a lot of some of the English YouTubers and fans that I watch, actually at the stadium, and these are people that go to like tens, if not have been to hundreds of European football games. I think every single one described it as. I think one person literally said it's the best thing they've ever done was being at that stadium. Not just the best sports game they've been to, best football game. Like they were saying, the energy in the crowd, the occasion, the stadium itself, the fans, the rivalry. But Mexico fans are they're intense, but they're not the type where they're gonna like abuse you or hurt you or some of the things Argentinian fans were doing today. I don't even want to talk about it. So it's on my bucket list now, man. I gotta go see a Pumas game or something at the Azteca Stadium because that looked unbelievable. All this after a storm delay had pushed the game up an hour.
Yep.
We were supposed to record that night, I think, right?
Yep.
So, and the game just kept going on and on and on. But what a game! England move on, and we'll get to the quarterfinal prediction in a little bit. But talking about one future GOAT to one former GOAT, Spain. Portugal, Ronaldo's last dance at the World Cup. Bit of a somber result. Not the most exciting game. It ended up 1-0 with a 9. You know what's pissing me off? When Mikel Merino was getting subbed on, Arvin, I almost went in our group chat and I go, bro, I feel like there's like a Mikel Merino penalty 90th minute winner. That's what I was going to say. Those were going to be my exact words. That's not exactly what happened, but it was arguably just as bad, if not worse. And somehow, this motherfucker he just scores goals in the most unlikely clutch situations ever. I don't get it. He's a freaking 6. He's a CDM turned into a striker, and he just fucking shows up every time, and it pisses me off, man.
6 upside down, it's a 9 now. Trust me, bro. I'll get into it. You guys carry on, but that's... Oh, man.
And the worst was the celebration.
Yeah,
His
I'll talk to you, Anurup, because this is, this was Portugal. We had, I think we were all kind of slight rooting for Portugal to move on. Ronaldo, we wanted to see that eventual matchup potentially against Argentina, maybe even against France. But obviously Spain is no joke. A lot of rivalry there. I was thinking back to that 2018 matchup they had where Ronaldo scored that hat trick in the group stage against them.
Yep.
Could he pull something like that again? But Portugal just looked so dull. I felt like we're going to sound like broken records here. Anurup, I'll let you take over, but it was the same shit again.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is nothing much to say. It was just they were dull. I was expecting a lot from the midfield, which didn't show up this entire tournament. The midfield was, it was a snooze fest actually. The entire game, for that matter. And they were trying to find Cristiano, but they just couldn't. And Bruno Fernandes, Sal, like, yo, what's up with your boy? He's given 0 assists to Ronaldo,
dude,
since 2022 or 2023, I guess.
There was one clip, like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So Ronaldo was kind of on the left side of the box. He had attracted 4 defenders into him. There were literally 4 players on him. He passed it out to Bruno at the edge of the box. And rather than progressing the ball towards another player, without looking, I swear, he just turns and dribbles backwards. I don't know.
That's the bane of Portugal's. I think that's the bane of Portugal's play. They always play backwards. I feel they're not. They don't progress the ball, and again, vertical play. Same. I don't even know what the tactics are. I feel I'm watching Liverpool again. I'm watching slot ball.
Not a slot.
Seriously, it was torturous.
It was worse, man.
I don't know what the tactics were in this game. And the worst part was, you know what? I still had some sort of hope because deep down inside, I knew that Spain is gonna be too much for Portugal because they have a good sub. Their bench is strong as well, and that proved. Ferran Torres, shout out to him. He showed up. Usually, and he's got a decent record, something 23 goals in 60 games for Spain. So that was there. I knew deep down inside that Portugal would not make it through, but we all are a bit deluded, and thinking that the job could be done. But I lost hope when Nuno Mendes got injured. He pulled a hammy, and I'm like, Nelson Semedo cannot do the job, because Yamal was already cooking. And he was not even, I don't think so, he was giving us 100% at all. Yeah. But still, he was looking dangerous. Spain were looking dangerous at the on the attack. But yeah, that's when I lost hope. So all in all, it was I don't know. I was just disappointed with Portugal's overall game.
Bro, this is all Roberto Martinez's fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to hear Cristiano slander. I don't want to hear the midfield. You guys didn't step. Vitinha, you're supposed to be the savior, bro. Oh, PSG midfielder, this guy's gonna be. He was piss poor this whole tournament. Let's call a spade a spade. Right? He was terrible. He was getting bopped off the ball. His whole thing is he passes and moves. He didn't do any of that. This tactics, you have Pedro Neto, Rafa Leao, two of the fastest players in arguably the whole competition, and you're playing tiki-taka ball. What are you doing? You could play transition ball. Cristiano, here's the thing with Cristiano. He wasn't good this game, but he wasn't the worst player on the pitch.
No.
He definitely wasn't the worst player on the pitch. Yeah. But every article is going to be, Ronaldo held the team back. Give me a fucking break, bro. Are you kidding me? Like, Bruno Fernandes did everything. This guy's a reigning player of the season of the Premier League. Vitinha, what did he do?
Assists.
Nothing. And Rafa Leao, you put Rafa Leao on the bench after the game he had against Croatia? What are you doing?
João Felix?
He played João Felix, who's been terrible this tournament.
Yeah.
I understand he might have some chemistry with Ronaldo, but Rafa Leao, even when he came on, he was trying things.
He made a difference.
And I'll say this, Spain weren't that great that game. They weren't that good. They were there for the taking, and your tactics completely messed it up. This loss, I'm already seeing articles. You know what? Because everyone's going to make this a Ronaldo Messi thing. Ronaldo wasn't great. Listen to the words I'm saying. Ronaldo wasn't great in this game, but there are players that were way worse who didn't deliver for Portugal. And now Ronaldo has to be the scapegoat for the whole team for a lack of service, for a lack of transition, playing tiki-taka ball with shitty tactics. Roberto Martinez let the team down. I don't want to hear anything else. Honestly, it pissed me off.
I want to talk about Bruno a little bit, because I think it ties into Martinez. I'm going to be critical of Bruno here, because I think this World Cup got me to see Bruno in a little bit of a different view. So here's the thing. Bruno works well, not with wingers that are touching the byline, but those that are making those like diagonal runs in. He likes to play with runners. So, and I'm not absolving Bruno of his mistakes, but Martinez didn't play through Bruno either. He didn't get those wingers running. The wingers would basically get to the byline, turn, and face the ball. Yep. And Bruno can't do much with that either. So, although Bruno's still at fault, this again goes back to Martinez. He didn't have the tactics and the team set up in a way that could even maximize Bruno. And this is where I got thinking about Bruno a little bit. You go back to last season, we're talking about the player of the year, but remember, he didn't have his first assist until game week 7. And that was because that was when Amorim was still in charge. And when you don't kind of model the team around Bruno, he does struggle. Like, he isn't the best player in the world. He's not the best midfielder in the world. He needs certain things to be there to make it happen. And I can look back and, I can say that now about Bruno, right? I've seen enough to say that. If anything, if one thing I could give Declan Rice this past season over Bruno was that Declan Rice from game week 1 to 38 was a more consistent performer than Bruno was from 1 to 38. Because game 1 to 6, Bruno was cheeks.
Yeah.
Right? And he was playing, you talked about slot ball thing. Bruno was playing Amorim ball with Portugal. And there's a lot of clips of, I saw a whole compilation of Ronaldo just trying to make those runs in between the two defenders. And every single time, Bruno just doesn't pass the ball. And I was so shocked because if you watch him at United, he's never afraid of a turnover. He's like, yo, I'm going to get... He's the chance creation merchant, right? He's like, I'm going to make that pass forward. If it goes through, it goes through. If it doesn't, let's try again. That's what I used to love about Bruno. It was so different than how United played before because he would try to force a scenario. And it was so different from what I think we all saw from Bruno this season. So, like you said, Arvin, Ronaldo is the face of this team. But I think there were other players like Vitinha and Bruno who right now are bigger and better players. And they did not show up. And this is on them. I thought Diego Costa was the only one who could walk out of there thinking, I did my job.
I thought Ruben Diaz was really good.
Ruben Diaz was good.
He was good, but Renato Vega wasn't great, I feel.
No.
Like, he's not a good partner. First of all, is he a centre back? I think he played for Chelsea, right? He played at right back?
If he plays for Chelsea, you don't know what he is, bro.
Exactly.
You have no idea, bro.
That's a good shout out, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
like,
Diego Costa, he was the only player who can leave with his head held up high.
he's gonna get a big move. He's gonna get a big move. He's 26 years old, bro, which is like a baby for a goalkeeper.
For a goalie,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. But
He's
even
from
like,
Porto.
we talk a lot about Portugal. Spain don't look the same. Spain don't look the same, bro. They don't look as fluid. They're a bit lethargic. Oyarzabal with a bro, that miss. They didn't even call that offside. If he buried
Worst
that,
miss.
God.
what
That
a
was the
miss,
worst
bro.
miss.
The
That was such
one-on-one.
bro, you have to bury that. But then it's okay. Like Mikel Merino's there. It's all you
But
need.
bro, did you see the assist by Olmo? Like, that would have been one of the best assists.
The
Oh, yeah,
first
yeah, yeah.
touch pass into Marino.
Sorry, not assist, but that pass. It would have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
the best assist.
Yeah.
It would have, but but they don't look fluid. I don't know what it is. Maybe Yamal's injured. Then Nico Williams is not. I think he's injured too. So they've lost some pace, right?
Yeah.
I think Baena is playing on the wing. So yeah, it's gonna be. But the thing with them, I don't think they've conceded a goal yet, have they? Oh, they have.
No,
they
no,
haven't.
I don't think they have.
No, they
They
haven't.
have kept
They haven't.
6 straight clean sheets at the World Cup. First time ever. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I think you could say positive about Spain, as sus as their opportunities have been up front. And obviously Yamal is not 100%. That's very clear. The defense is rock solid. And I thought Rodri was good. I thought Rodri was
Yep.
really good. We talk about Portugal's midfield, but Spain's midfield's no joke, man. Pedri, Rodri, and Dani Olmo. Like,
Yep.
that's a solid midfield. I don't think Pedri had his best game. He got pulled off, I think, in the second half as well. But regardless, that's a midfield that can give any team in the world problems. So if they kind of keep it, sorry, what?
Sorry, I was just gonna ask, what do you guys think of the Bernardo Silva Rodri moment? Do you guys see that?
I think Bernardo Silva overreacted a little bit, right? You could tell Rodri was like even trying to apologize.
He got a little
but
whiny.
I love it, man. I think it's great. Like this, like I don't care about your clubs, none of this. Like,
Yep.
like we here
Fuck Rodri,
battling,
man. I
whatever.
hate that guy,
Did he
bro.
mock
This guy-
him?
Yeah,
Did
he mocked him.
him? Ah, that's
Yo,
why.
Rodri is one of those guys. He hides behind the no tattoo. He's actually a dick. He hides behind the I'm a no tattoo.
Tucks the
Nah,
shirt
he's
in
actually-
to show he's a good boy.
Oh,
you know?
nah, bro. This guy is a dick, bro. He's done this multiple times. Bernardo Silva was pissed off. But
Yeah.
Rodri's a good boy now, bro. I'm on to you, man.
Guys,
kinda-
did
I
you
kinda
see him
like it.
tucking? He pulling Cristiano's shirt, like in the
Rodri?
box. Yeah, he did that. He did that. Watch the video, bro. Tanya keeps on showing me all these clips. Where it should have been Portugal. It should have been a penalty for Portugal.
I can't even argue that, man.
I gotta get it, bro. So,
The Portugal didn't
she's probably
deserve it.
devastated.
No, I told her, man. You guys were ass. Basically,
We got to
Not
leave for a
really.
day, but
cut it. I'm gonna sleep in the laundry room today, guys. But yeah, you know what? It's a sad ending for Cristiano, man. It breaks my heart.
I think we need to have like a whole episode for him. I don't even
yeah,
know where
we
to
should.
start. But he's not officially retiring. He's still playing for his club, so
He won't
just
play another
gonna-
World Cup, so
I know.
Hey, little-
I know, but
A little VAR from Perfect boys trip to Saudi Arabia.
hey, man, I'm down.
Little
Hit
Al
up Riyadh,
Nasser?
bro. Hit some shawarma. I'm down. I'm sold. Down.
yalla.
If we
No
get
shawarma.
7 likes in this video,
Please,
we'll
guys.
go. We'll go to Saudi Arabia. Okay.
7 likes.
I'm gonna keep it moving because we got a lot more to talk about. We're an hour deep, but man, what a round of 16 it's been. Very quickly, we gotta talk about the big upset. Probably one of the biggest upsets we've seen in the World Cup so far, at least from a casual fan's perspective. Norway continue their undefeated streak of Brazil. They beat them, I think it was in 1998. They played again for the first time since then. It was the first World Cup appearance since 1998. And they beat them again. 2-1. Norway with the shocker. And I think we were talking about this last episode and how Holland's going to be this like worldwide household name. I think we all know how good Holland is. But I think now for the people that don't follow the sport, that don't keep up, I think they're finally understanding how goddamn good Holland is. That second goal, 2-1 for Norway. I mean, yeah, Narup, talk to me about it.
That was a rocket, bro. That was a rocket. Okay, Haaland does nothing throughout the game. He was taking a walk in the park. He literally walks, he wanders. He's just mooching around the field. And all of a sudden, he pops out of nowhere and scores a rocket. And that's unsavable, by the way. And did he not, was that a nutmeg as well? Like, that goal that he scored?
Actually, the second goal,
I think it did, yeah.
Marquinhos,
the long shot.
The long shot one. I think it was. Yeah. And, bro, he bullied Gabriel. Arvind, you want to talk about Arsenal, right? Talk about Gabriel right now.
It's not even
Haaland versus...
I don't want to care. What are you talking about, bro? Who's the Premier League? Who has a Premier League this year? Gabriel or Haaland? Huh? Done. Conversation over.
Stay humble, huh? Stay humble, huh?
Stay humble.
World Cup.
Who, Norway? No, please. No, actually, no, I'm joking. I would love to see Norway win the World Cup.
I would love that.
I would love that.
Again, if
it's not a
we're gonna
possibility, right, guys?
If we're going to talk about...
Do you think?
You never know. Honestly, you never know. I'm not going to write off Haaland. I'm not.
Nope.
If you can beat Brazil, man, you can beat anyone.
You can be, what's funny? Since you brought up Arsenal, you know who I'm going to talk about? You know who I'm going to talk about this game? Martin Odegaard the fourth. I don't know if third or fourth. I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest. Odegaard's my favorite player. I have an Odegaard Arsenal jersey. If you know me, you've probably seen it you've probably seen me wear it a bunch of times. Recently, his game has changed, and I've been frustrated because he's not that guy that has that final output anymore. He used to be, right? I think 2 seasons ago, he had 15 goals, which is unheard for somebody in his position, other than Kevin De Bruyne. And recently, he hasn't hit those heights, right? Yep. So I've been frustrated with Odegaard. I'm like, bro, just pass the ball quickly. Bro, why aren't you scoring goals? But his game has evolved. That performance against Brazil, they had 63% possession, Norway. That was Odegaard. The way he controlled the game, the way he knew, look, we can't go band for band with Brazil because they have so much transition threat. Let me control the game. This guy was a master at what he did. He probably won't get credit because I looked at Twitter. People are already clowning him. Oh, you know what? Odegaard. Oh, he missed a chance. I think Norway had 5 shots on target. 3 of them were Odegaard. So he didn't finish. Agreed. Yeah. But he's such a smart player. He gets into the right positions. And bossing a midfield by himself, the one with Casemiro in it, right? Like the one with all the Brazilian midfielders, he was the one bossing the entire proceedings. And obviously he's going to get the headlines because what a talent. I guess we have to talk about Haaland and how he's on his way to become generational and all-timer. But let's not... I'll say this. If Vitinha dropped that Martin Odegaard performance, Twitter would have gone crazy. Oh, what a controller. Oh my God, this guy, Vitinha PSG. Odegaard was unbelievable. And even the thing about Odegaard, a lot of people have talked about, how he's not a worthy captain, Rice should be captain. Do you guys see the end after Norway won? Usually the captain's the one that leads the drums. Yeah. He was going to lead it. He bought Haaland up. Yeah. He's like, you know what? It's your moment. You have it. If that's not captain's material, I don't know what it is. This is just me appreciating Odegaard. Please, Arsenal, don't sell him. Because he might not be that final third killer anymore. But what he is hard to find in the market nowadays. And Mikel Arteta, it's on him to make sure Odegaard thrives in the team. Because he's an unbelievable player, man. Yeah. And I'm tired of the Odegaard slander. I really am. He's so good.
The talent, you could just tell. His awareness, his touch, his control of the game. I was even saying, he was arguably more important for that game than even Haaland was technically. At least up until for the totality of the game. I was, the biggest thing that I was shocked by was when Nusa got subbed off. Both of the wingers got subbed off, especially after the goal he scored. It's hey, I thought you would want to keep someone with that level of talent. but then that guy whose name I don't even remember, like that other left
Ostergaard?
winger that came on,
Ostergaard?
I honestly I couldn't even tell you. I thought it was something with an S.
Shoulder.
Sheldrup.
Yeah, that
Sheldrup.
cross, absolutely unbelievable cross to get it in between Marquinhos and Gabriel, and then obviously Haaland did the hard work. But
Yeah.
still, like I was kind of questioning the coach's decision to bring on some of these other no-name players. I mean, but shit, what the fuck do we know? Because he was the difference. He ended up getting 2 assists, although the
assists.
second assist was, it was a bit
It
of
was
a
a
gift.
pass.
Yeah, it was just a simple pass over to Haaland, who was, aura farming and casually strolling up to the edge of the box and just decides to just punt one into the bottom corner. But I thought the substitutions were really good, and I thought the goalkeeper,
Ooh.
Nyland,
Nygaard.
Nyland.
he was fantastic, man. He
Saved the
did.
pen.
He
He
saved the
got under
pen.
Neymar's skin as well. That was the funniest moment ever. And the cheek of Neymar to go and give him smack after, scoring a penalty, when you were playing like
Still down.
dipshit.
Still losing.
You're still losing. I think the arrogance of the Brazilian team is the reason for their downfall in this. I think so, because apart from Vinny, I don't think so anyone played that great.
Martinelli had a good game. That's not even me being biased. I thought he was really good in that position. He kept driving
Yeah.
up the ball.
That
He
was interesting. I didn't expect him. Like I was a little bit surprised seeing him down the middle, but not bad, not
He was
bad.
good.
So
He was
whoever
really
picks
good.
him up for next season, he might have a player in your hands.
Martinelli's not leaving. He's not fucking leaving. But I have to ask you, we've talked about Norway, how great they are. They're on a dream run. Where does this leave Brazil? This is Brazil.
So I forgot who it was, but I heard someone talking about it, how they brought in Ancelotti as like a bit of a long-term project. Internally within the Brazil board, I think they were saying that the expectation was not to win here. Obviously, you go for it, but apparently the expectation is set up for Ancelotti to set up a serious contender for that 2030 World Cup. So I don't know, right? This is what I've been reading. So maybe they're just trying to downplay it. But losing to Norway, I don't care what the expectations were. I don't care if this was a long-term project. On paper, you look at Brazil and you look at Norway. I don't care if you have Holland. Say what you want. Brazil should have done better. They should have gotten this done. They have world-class talent from top to bottom, but I think this is going to usher in like that next generation of guys. Alisson's not going to be there. Marquinhos is not going to be there. Danilo's not going to be there. Casemiro's not going to be there. And obviously Neymar's not going to be there. Like a lot of these tenured guys are not going to be there now. It's going to be a pretty fresh lineup moving forward for Brazil. So I think I'm disappointed, obviously. I'm not really, because I actually was rooting for Norway, but they're in a flux state right now. This could either go really well for Brazil moving forward, but I can see them continuing their struggles because it's not very clear who that next 11 is. What is that best 11 for Brazil? Who knows?
I actually disagree with you. I think if the goal is to have a long-term project, Ancelotti's a wrong move. That's not his strength, man. He's not a tactical. That's not what he does. He goes to big teams with big egos, and he's a master of managing that. Even this game, I thought tactically, what did he even do? His substitutions were terrible, right? Like taking Martinelli off, I was like, dude, he's actually playing really well. Endrick missed that chance. That Vinny pass.
That was the worst chance. And bro, again, that pass from Vinny, sublime.
quality, man.
If he would have finished it, assist of the season.
No right.
assist of the tournament.
Also, where was
100%.
Rafinha?
I
Why
was
did
going to
Neymar
ask
come
that.
on?
Is he injured?
What exactly?
Is he? Let me double check. But
Rafinha didn't come on. No, he didn't come on.
No, but is he injured?
No, he's not injured. Let me check.
I actually don't know.
Nope,
That's the
I'm
only
just looking it up right now.
explanation.
Wasn't even injured. Completely healthy, and he puts Neymar on in front
He
of
was on the
Rafinha.
bench.
Who, by the
Putting
way,
Neymar on is a joke. I'm sorry. Like, oh my god, you have to win this game. This is not a game. He's playing in Al Ahly coming off a huge injury. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the Saudi league, but he's coming off a huge injury. And what are you bringing Neymar on for? I lost trust in Ancelotti from that regard. If there's a team with a bunch of egos, he can handle it. But technically, yeah, you just need a bunch of star players, and he can handle that. He's one of the greatest. Let's not get it twisted. But even Real Madrid last year, he showed that he tactically he doesn't have a plan to get the best out of these players anymore, right? So I don't know where this leaves them, man. I really don't. Because if Ancelotti was your long-term, we're gonna build a team, I think they got that wrong. They need a coach who's a young coach who has a clear tactical plan. Someone like, well, Tuchel's not young, but someone with that kind of tactical nous, right? Who can come in and build tactics and choose the right players for that instead of just having star names and see where it goes. But
Nagelsmann is a free agent now.
Nah.
I just can't see him in Brazil for some reason. I'm not sure
No,
why.
that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
All right. In the essence of time, we got 2 more games left. We'll go over them like super quickly. They weren't as entertaining. France beat Paraguay. I think we kind of expected that, but only by 1 goal, which was, I think, the biggest shot in this whole thing, and it was also off a penalty. So they did stifle France a little bit, but to be honest, Paraguay didn't have a lot of chances. But I think the biggest talking point came after the game and then around the game, where I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, I think it's a Paraguay minister or something who had some pretty foul things to say about Mbappe. And by foul, I mean actually just straight up fucking racist. Like just calling, I don't even want to say it right now. So I'm going to have to flag this on Spotify as offensive content or whatever. But just straight up blatant racism towards Mbappe. And then in a following press conference, doubles down talking about how when she was growing up, this was okay. So you know what? As much as I love Paraguay's run into this World Cup, fuck that lady. But yeah.
Shame on her. That doesn't represent the country. Mbappe made a statement on Twitter. It does not represent Paraguay. You know, he paid his respect to the players. You know, they showed up, but he called her out and with class and dignity. You know, but he called her out, and he said that he stood up for himself and his teammates and for racism in general. He wouldn't take it. So.
You know, because that was a feisty game, and obviously they didn't shake hands at the end. Paraguay, they were
rightfully so
physical.
Why would
that's the only way they could win. That's the only way they could win. Let's be real. And they executed their game plan to perfection. Obviously, at that time there was bad blood, but I think even Mbappe realized, listen, they were just playing the game. They tried to shake their hands after, so everything was just the heat of the moment. But what that meant, it's just foul, man. It shouldn't be a part of it. The fact that we're talking about this because of this stupid lady. It's an absolute joke. Because now nobody will look at the fact that Paraguay beat Germany. They were in the round of 16. It was a 1-0 game against France. That's what we should be talking about. But that lady ruined it completely. Now all of Paraguay and their national team have to put up with this crap. Like, fuck that lady, man. Seriously.
Keep politics away from football.
Yeah, man.
Like, it has to be separated
racism.
from football.
Like what is she doing? Like, whatever.
I want to close out one more game before we talk about Argentina, which was Switzerland versus Colombia. This has just happened a couple hours ago for us. It was a 0-0 game through extra time, and it went all the way to penalties in Vancouver, where Switzerland came out 4-3. Kobel, their longtime goalkeeper, I don't know for how long, made a huge save. And Switzerland, I think, moves on to the quarterfinals. I think I saw for the first time since 1954. Which was when they hosted the tournament, funny enough. So
yes.
I think it's a great... I don't think anyone would have had Switzerland of all teams. Like, you could have even made an argument for Norway. I don't think anyone in their minds would have had Switzerland in the quarterfinals. You can say what you want about who they played to get there, but hey, you got to play who's in front of you, and Switzerland gets the job done.
What a season Granit Xhaka's
having, boils, man. Yeah.
Bro, goes to Sunderland, pushes them in Europe. Now he's taking Switzerland to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Unreal.
How old is he?
Unreal, bro.
34?
32.
32?
33, turning 34. My God, man.
There you go.
Wow.
And arguably better than he's ever been. Super fit, by the way. So fit.
Right? Nobody talks about that. He looks pretty young. He looks like very good for
Have you guys realized he sounds just like Ronaldo?
Really?
He sounds, bro.
I don't know if I've heard him talk.
Yeah, he sounds
Same here.
literally like a Ronaldo clone. It's crazy.
Wow.
So so we'll just listen to Xhaka interviews if we miss Ronaldo.
Bro, I'm looking at his heat map and he's all over the field. Chaka.
It's insane. I couldn't believe it. Like I think he's like he was the oldest Swiss player on the field. And he was putting in more work than any of those guys, honestly. Shout out Xhaka. What a player, man.
I just want to shout out, there's two guys, like Dan Ndoye from, is he from Sunderland? No, I think Nottingham Forest. Dan Ndoye, he's been really good. And there's this guy, Johan Manzambi. He's I think he's really young, and Newcastle are about to buy him. I had to look him up watching Switzerland play a couple of times. He looks really good. So they have a decent team. Their defense is solid. Their goalkeeper had a crazy game. Again, tournament of goalkeepers this tournament. Every goalkeeper, other than the US goalkeeper. You suck. But everybody else is having a great tournament. But yeah, I think we can't sleep on Switzerland, man. They're a good team. And I guess we're going to get to Argentina because we're going to face them next. And I don't know.
What the fuck happened this game? What did we witness in this Argentina-Egypt? All right, so if you had work and you unfortunately or fortunately weren't able to catch this game, everyone thought Argentina was gonna mollywop Egypt out of the stadium, and it was nothing like it. Egypt showed up, Egypt came to play, and they took the fight to Argentina, man. Messi getting a penalty early on in the game, as he does in almost every single game that he plays in the World Cup. And he misses. Honestly, a bit of a stinker penalty too, by the way. Not the best penalty.
I did not expect that from Messi, bro. Honestly.
That was always misses the worst penalty. Like, that's not his thing. Like,
he's missed, what, 50% of the penalties in at the World Cup, if I'm not wrong.
Has he
Is that
scored a
true?
penalty?
I heard...
his whole World Cup, you mean?
No, I think so. If I'm don't quote me on this. I think I heard it somewhere.
Yeah.
But guys, first of all, shout out to the Egypt goalkeeper Shobir?
Something like that.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, Shobir.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Shobir.
Yeah. Bro, he was outstanding. First of all, the penalty save. Amazing. But he pulled off some world-class saves, like fingertips. And he kept them in the game.
They were, the first half especially, it was a dicey game. It was a feisty game. Romero had that 2-footed challenge that just wasn't a call, wasn't even a yellow card, no red card. And we'll circle back to Romero in a little bit. There's a reason I'm bringing this up, but he kind of went in 2-foot studs up, and kind of like I talked about earlier, for those who aren't so familiar, usually when someone does a 2-foot challenge, it's almost instantaneously, even if sometimes they don't even make contact with the player, it's almost called a foul right away. It's one of those like cardinal sins you just don't do as a defender, because it just can be so dangerous when you make that 2-footed challenge, especially with your studs up. Romero, I guess, was allowed to do this in the eyes of the referee. No call there. But Egypt were up for the fight, man. And I got to shout out, I don't know what his full name is, their right winger, Hussein Hassan. I had to look this guy up. He plays in the second division of the Spanish league in Real Oviedo.
Yeah.
And he was on a madness, bro. He was cooking the left back of Argentina. He was going at them, dribbling through their defense. He put in an absolute shift. I thought Salah was also very good. He had that unbelievable pass to Zico. Unfortunately, the goal was called off, and we'll touch on that a little bit. But I don't even know where to start, guys. Like, what do we talk about first? Do we talk about the goal? Do we talk about the disallowed goals? Do we talk about the fouls? The fouls that were called? Fouls that weren't called? Where do we begin? I don't even know.
I think since you brought up that Salah pass, here's my thing, right? If, again, I think like we mentioned, that goal was disallowed. Salah had a pass. Everybody is celebrating. But then VAR looked at it, and there was a foul that was committed in
On
in Argentina's box.
On Salah.
All the way back there, what they did was they looked at it. I didn't think it was a foul. All right, this guy didn't try to tackle it. He was just running behind him, scraped the guy's like the back of his foot, and he fell over. I don't know who he fouled, but whatever the case, right? This happened in Argentina's box,
right?
Did
in
he foul
Argentina's
Salah?
Box? Yeah.
No, because Salah was the one who made the assist. It was somebody else. It was
Oh,
somebody
okay.
else entirely, right? Who passed the ball to Salah, right? The Salah one you're talking about happened the second time.
Right.
Right?
It was later in
this
the game.
happened,
At the end,
which
yeah.
I didn't think was a foul. I didn't think it was a foul. And when VAR looked at it, they took the goal away. I was like, what the heck? That's such a terrible call. Fine. You can make that mistake. That's fine. But the problem is, the same thing happened with Argentina's goal, almost identical. Somebody fouled somebody in Argentina's box. Salah got fouled in Argentina's box. Argentina go on to score. The referees don't even look at it. How can literally identical things that happen, how do you not apply VAR to this situation but do it against Egypt? I don't want to get into the whole is this rigged, blah blah blah. But when things like this happen, can you really blame people to question the integrity of the referees? What is going on here?
And to like a lot of people will say, hey, like the Salah one wasn't as bad. But I don't think we can start drawing arbitrary lines. At the end of the day, if you're saying if you accidentally step on someone's foot, it's a foul.
Yep.
The Argentine defender stepped on Salah's foot. The stud hit the top of his foot.
First.
And regardless of the severity of how bad the step was, both of them were inadvertent. And I agree with you, Arvin. I think they should have both been non-calls. That's the notion where I stand. I don't think that Salah foul was a foul, but I also don't think the other end was a foul either. And I think that's a very fair viewpoint to have, to just do it consistently. And that's what we want from the refs. It's just that consistency. It's why is it that when Argentina does certain things, those calls don't get called, whether it's Messi on the back of someone's calf, or if it's Romero coming in two-footed, or if it's, going back to the last World Cup, it's Paredes just kicking the ball into the opposing team. Like, there are just things that
Messi's
Argentinian
handball,
players do.
Messi's
Handball against
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Like, people think it's driven by this anti-Messi agenda.
No.
If you guys know me, I have a Messi jersey. I like Messi. My hate doesn't come for Messi. I actually wish Messi played elsewhere, and I think he would be even more appreciated as a player. I just hate Argentina and what's going around them over the last 4 or 5 years. You talk about the South American championships and how they had to funnel that around to bring him back out of retirement. There's just so much funny business going on around Argentina and their team. I am the most anti-conspiracy person ever. I just think all of that stuff is nonsense. Anytime people bring up rigged and this and that, even for someone like me, it's so hard to look away at this point. I just can't give Argentina the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yep.
When these things keep happening, it's hard to do that.
It's hard to ignore.
Yeah.
It's hard to ignore, right?
It just keeps
Now,
happening.
With that being said, you can't discredit how Argentina performed on the other side. Let's set everything aside for a little bit, and I know Egypt was a bit rattled, but at the end of the day, Argentina still had to put 3 goals at the back of the net. And
I have to stop you.
I know.
In 12
I'm
minutes.
trying to be pragmatic, okay, please.
No, bro. Lionel Messi, he literally went Super Saiyan, bro.
I swear.
After the second goal went in, he was just like, everybody, get out of the way. Give me the ball.
Yep.
I'm just gonna float out to right wing and do whatever the hell I want.
Smash
And
the ball.
I don't know if you saw that. He dribbled past 2 defenders, almost passed it to Lautaro Martinez, and he missed.
Yeah.
I don't even want to bring the age into it because that's a whole different story. Lionel Messi arguably is still a top 3 player in the world. I haven't seen someone play like this, regardless of age.
Yeah.
And that second goal he scored off the volley, he is carrying this Argentina team. Nobody else is really stepping up. Messi at his age is carrying this Argentina team, and I'll be honest, unless someone else really steps up, you can't just rely on him all the time. He has scored the goals. He's driving the team forward. He's trying to find the
Making the
passes.
assists.
He's trying to have. I think he has a record for the most assists in the World Cup now.
Yeah.
with goals. What is this guy on, man? It's
from a different planet,
unbelievable.
man.
Dude, he's born to play football. God has put so much talent in his
gift.
feet. It's just pure talent.
Yeah.
Just magician, man.
And guys, if you take Messi out of the team, I think Argentina, this may be a wild statement, they're a pretty bang-on average team, I feel. If you take
1000%
Messi out of the equation.
I don't think that's a crazy statement, man.
No.
Messi is just unbelievable. I don't think they make it this far. They 100% don't beat Egypt. Even with the whole referee shenanigans, if they don't have Messi, they don't stand a chance.
Forget
And-
about Egypt, even Cabo Verde. Sorry, Sal, but even
That's a
Cabo
great
Verde.
oh man, we have to talk about that.
Oh, you know what? I know we kind of didn't talk about some of the round of 32 matchups that we missed in our last episode, but I think this one deserves 5 minutes. Because
This is, yeah.
just like this game where we thought Egypt was going to pull it out of the bag, Cape Verde, in their round of 32 matchup, put on one of the greatest, most resilient. We talk about how resilient England was for a country of, 600,000 people. They put on one of the best performances and just outright one of the best games, one of the best goals. It was end-to-end, back and forth, unbelievable action.
Guys, that was the best goal, I think, of the tournament.
Easily.
I forgot his
Easily.
name. What was his name?
I don't even know his name. He's a
Cabral.
right back that was playing left back. For people that don't know who this guy is, I think he's a 64 rated, common silver card in FIFA. If you want to know who this guy is, that's how irrelevant this dude is. He's a 64 non-rare silver card in FIFA. Playing out of position, right back playing in left back. As a great Arvin once said, had the cojones to just say, "Fuck it, we move," and whipped it around Martinez. Oh my god, I was losing my mind when I was watching this game.
What a caller.
I've never cheered for a team in a country more than I've cheered for Cape Verde that I have no association to. I was jumping up and down when that goal went in because that game, again, Cape Verde didn't just sit back. Even that first goal, nobody talks about their first goal. What a finish.
Yeah, great
that
finish.
What an unreal finish. Again, Messi scores a great goal and he gets an assist that game. Messi, bro, you're carrying. But that Cape Verde team, listen, you know what I was thinking about the other day? The world is so small now. We have our phones. We have so many things. Before this World Cup, I'll be completely honest. This is going to make me sound super ignorant. I didn't even know what Cape Verde was. I didn't even know
Yeah,
country
never
that
heard
existed.
of them.
I've never heard of it. And when I saw them, I thought they were a team from South America or the Caribbean. The fact that they're
they sound like one.
yeah, I was like, oh, that must be there. Then I had to look it up, and I started looking it up. Why? Because of the performance of this team. They have made everybody proud, and that game is arguably the greatest loss of all time.
Yeah.
In terms of how it doesn't matter that they lost, they've earned everybody's respect. Vozinha, whatever good happens to that country from this World Cup, I applaud it. I was looking, I think even Sal, you and I were sharing reels of tourism. Because one day we might go there after this World Cup.
So
planning,
that's what I
actually,
was
me
gonna
and
bring
Tanya.
up. Their tourism was big in Cape Verde, but not like anywhere near that was relevant to something that we would even hear about.
Yeah.
I think they had about 10 million tourists coming in before this. They are expecting their tourism revenue, to increase by about $1 billion next year, based on how many people. And you know what? I hope that we are one of them, because if you guys I urge you guys to go on YouTube or go on Instagram and just look up Cape Verde. It looks incredible, absolutely stunning. And
does.
somehow that island nation put together a team of players that could go head to head against the best team in the world, the reigning champions. So you know what? We talked about Canada walking out with their heads held high and this and that. No team can leave with their heads higher than Cape Verde, man. I hope we get to see them again in the next World Cup and for many tournaments to come. I hope some of these guys get moves to bigger teams and bigger paychecks and all the good things that come from a performance like this.
I'm a Cape Verde fan for life. Every time I see them, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Every time I see them, I'm a fan now, bro. What they've done this World Cup, unbelievable. This is what the World Cup's all about. Shout out to Cape Verde, man.
Yep.
And just a touch on Messi again. Yo, that goal that he had, the touch, the
Touch and
outside of the
finish.
boot finish, uh, just absolutely incredible. Again, like Argentina don't beat Cape Verde without Messi. They
Nope.
just don't.
Exactly.
Like they don't make it to Egypt. They don't get it past Cape Verde. Like this team is struggling without Messi magic, man. Messi magic is just something else. And then my boy Lucha, actually no, why am I excited? Fuck him. But anyways, my boy Lucha with just what a shot that was, by the
That
way,
was a
to
great
just
shot.
roof it. It was a tough angle, but
Yep.
he just absolutely powered it past Vozinia's kind of left hand. It was heartbreaking. Another late kind of injury time winner in this World Cup, but that's the quality of Argentina. But man, shout out Cape Verde. We're gonna see you guys, fans of the team, fans of the country, fans of the people, fans of the players. More of them, please. But for now, Argentina is moving on into the quarterfinals. All right, boys. This has been a long episode. We've talked about a lot, but I really quickly want to just do a little preview of the quarterfinals that is to come. So first up, we have a rematch of the 2022 semifinal. It's France-Morocco. So for those who weren't tuned in the 2022 World Cup, Morocco was kind of like that dark horse Cinderella team that made a run into the semifinals, where they eventually came up against France, the defending champions, and ended up losing 2-0. Morocco comes in with a team that's a little bit more experienced, a little bit more pedigree, a little bit more talent. Who do we got here, Arvin? What are you feeling? Morocco, can they pull up the upsets? They're on somewhat like 33 game non-losing streak or something like that. You think they can make it 34?
That's a slim chance. They can, but France, they're just way too good, bro.
Yeah.
And this is crazy. I can't believe after all the stuff that's happened with Mbappe, I'm kind of rooting for Kylian Mbappe. What's going on in the world, bro? Me rooting for Mbappe, but he's a phenom. What he's done in this World Cup, that whole team is scary, so I'm going to have to go to France with this one. And you know what? Screw Morocco. They beat us. Dash them ting, bro. I don't know why I said that. I regret that already.
A strong reason to.
Any
not want
possibility of
Morocco to go forward.
upset on the roof, or
No possibility, bro.
yeah. I think so, but you know what? What's happened at this World Cup? Never say never. Okay, next up, it should have been Portugal, but we're getting Spain versus Belgium. And this game, man, it's a bit of a weird one because, Arvin, you mentioned it. Like, Spain's not convincing. They aren't super fluid moving forward. And Belgium, I think we're just all a bit low on Belgium. They've had somewhat of an easy route into this quarterfinals. So, what are we saying? We feeling Belgium off their big win off USA, or we're thinking Spain?
I think you can't just write Belgium off anymore. We haven't been that high on them this whole time, but they've shown up against the USA. They were really good. They saved their best performance till then. I feel like they're kind of growing into it. Again, Leandro Trossard's been on smoke. Lukaku's playing well, so I'm not going to completely write them off. But I feel like Spain has a bit more of a know-how how to get these wins done.
Yep.
So I'd lean a bit. You know what? Let me be adventurous, man. Why am I playing it safe? You know what? Belgium. Let's go. Belgium in the semifinals. Let's do it.
You know what this feels like? It's like one of those like the irresistible force meets the immovable object. Because Belgium's offense has been decent. They've been scoring goals. Like, say what you want and how they come. They've been scoring goals, and they have the players now. Like Lukaku is a danger. De Ketelaere has shown up now. He has a brace under his belt. And the lineup is like, although fluid, the guys that are coming off the bench are performing as well. So I'm kind of rooting for Belgium a little bit as well. I just find Spain a bit dull to watch, honestly. That's literally where it's coming from for me. So I'm fingers crossed from Belgium. I don't know, Belgium or Spain.
I don't know, man. I still have faith that Spain is gonna get the job done, because I know Belgium are on
Probably
a good
true.
run, as you touched upon. That Spain has a strong midfield. Rodri, Olmo, and Pedri. You know, these guys. I mean, they're too hard to. It's hard to surpass them. So I don't know. You never know. Yamal can just turn a notch up,
Make magic,
and
man.
we can make wonders.
Yeah, and you know what? Spain's defense is very solid. Belgium's bit of a question mark there. So Spain struggled to
shaky.
score. If they can score against anyone, it might just be Belgium. So
Yeah.
we'll
So I'll
see.
go with
But
Spain.
yeah, you're going with Spain. You know what? We got 2-1
Vamos
for Belgium.
España.
Yes,
But,
sir.
but we'll see. I'm gonna save the best for last. So we'll go Argentina versus Switzerland. Cape Verde couldn't do it. Egypt couldn't do it. Switzerland's gonna get it done. Down with the Zionists. Switzerland 1-0 win in the 118th winner by 122nd winner with a Kobel header off a corner.
Wow, very specific, bro.
Sure.
Very hopeful.
Lionel Messi, man.
I know.
The whole team can't. The whole team might be sick. He could play with the under 18s. You have Messi on your team. He's gonna pull it out, bro. He's just gonna pull it off. He just does it all the time. I can't. You can never count this guy out, bro. I don't care if he's 44. If he's gonna play the next World Cup and probably do the same thing. So I can't. I'm not gonna count him out. Switzerland. I'm sorry, Xhaka. You had a great season, but I think this is where it ends.
I'm sticking to Switzerland. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Sal,
You-
Sal, that's a huge plus.
Listen, I stick to Argentina, and let's carry on. Let's move forward.
Okay. Yep. Switzerland in extra time. And the last for best, it's coming home. It's
Baby.
it's the team with all the talent in the world against the man that is inevitable. The man who can be slowed down but looks like can never be stopped. It's Norway versus England Saturday in Miami. You know what? A lot of people were hyped. They thought it was going to be England versus Brazil playing in this game. Ticket prices were through the roof. First time England would have played Brazil since 2002, since that famous Ronaldinho goal lobbed over David Seaman. But you know what, man? At first I was a little bummed out because I wanted to go to this game and I thought, I was looking forward to watching Brazil. You know what? I am just as excited, if not even more excited, at the thought of the challenge England's going to have trying to contain Odegaard and Haaland. But you know what? I got to stick with my team. I'm going England, but I know it's not going to be easy, man. I think Haaland's going to get on the score sheet, but I think I'm going to go England. I'm going to say 2-1. I think it's going to be a tough, dicey game. I don't think it's going to be easy for England, but I think they'll pull through.
I have a
Arvin
feeling this goes to
smirking.
penalty shootouts.
Arvin smirking, and I don't like it.
I think this is gonna go to penalty shootouts. I have a feeling.
Not
I don't
again.
know why. There's
Not
something
again.
about this game that gives me penalty shootout vibes. But I'll say this: Haaland knows these players really well. That whole backline, they know Haaland. They're gonna have a bit of a worry about it. They're like, we have to make sure he's contained. So, if Haaland delivers again, we have to start putting him in some really uncomfortable conversations if he pulls this off. If he scores against England and they go through, man, I'm scared to have those conversations. But I think I'm gonna edge it to England because they're a much well-rounded team. They're familiar with Haaland and Odegaard, their two best players. But I wouldn't put it past Norway to upset them at all. At all. This is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I have a funny feeling that I don't know. You guys may disagree, but England may breeze through this game. I don't know why. I don't know why I have a feeling that Norway won't show up against England. I don't know why. Because the English defense, like I think the whole of England knows how Haaland plays, and Odegaard plays. So as you mentioned, Darwin, so they might be well prepped, and knowing Tuchel and his strategy, I think because Norway lost. Whom did they lose? They lost against France. In a, like very.
Yeah.
They lost badly.
They didn't play their B team. Like they didn't play Haaland. They didn't play.
Sure. Yeah. You can argue, but I don't know. I have a funny feeling that this is the end for Norway. Sadly, I mean, I would love to see an upset, and you know what? I do want England to to proceed. I want it to come home too.
Yeah.
You know. If it can't go
no
to
more
Portugal, it goes to England. Yeah.
room, man.
I'm a little nervous about the back
roll
line,
back.
though. That's the only thing. Like, this is where I think someone like a Harry Maguire would have been good. Like him and Gay, could have been like a nice little partnership to kind of stifle Holland a little bit, like a bit of speed and size type defense. I can see John Stones getting bullied a little bit by Holland, so the defense makes me a little bit nervous. The right back situation,
Yeah, that's a bit dicey.
James is hurt as always.
We
Kwanzaa's
should have
gone.
had Trent, right? Sorry, but we should have had Trent here,
I,
right?
I, we needed
Arguably-
extra coverage at right back,
you need
man.
Arwin. Come on, bro. you
Trent?
need a backup.
I know, but
Like, he's a
imagine Trent
backup.
in that Mexico game, bro. He wouldn't have done what needed to be done.
He could have
He's
picked
not
great
good defensively
balls.
at all.
No, he's
I don't
not.
know. I have a love-hate relationship with Trent. I think he's such a great talent in terms of what he can do offensively, but he's not good in the defensive part of the job. But
So-
he's a generational talent, I have to say. Agree.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like I think Trent should have made the team. I still don't think he would have been the guy to play in this game.
Exactly.
Like especially if you're starting Saka, who we know is not 100%. Having Trent behind him is that right side is way too weak.
Yeah.
But Livermento got hurt. I thought he would have had a shout to make the team. But it looks like Jet Spence is the one that's gonna start. And something about a Spurs player starting in such a big game makes me kind of fucking nervous. But you know what? He's been pretty solid when he has played
Yep.
in this tournament. He's someone that can play on the right side. He can play on the left side. So I think it's gonna be him. I don't know unless they put Konza at right back, because he can also kind of
also
play right
play
back
there,
a little bit,
yeah.
and then start John Stones and Gahey if you want to be a little bit more sure at the back. I'm curious to see how Tuchel's gonna start with this team. And fun fact, Holland has scored a hat trick against Pickford in the Premier League before, so it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good,
not
but
looking
hey, I gotta back my boys in Miami. Hopefully, I can see them in person. But on the betting odds, I think England are gonna be massive favorites. But for those that have been kind of keeping a close eye on Norway, this is gonna be a tough matchup.
Yeah. Do you think Dan Burn may be subbed on? It would be a good.
He shouldn't
shout,
start.
right?
He should not start.
He should
but
not start. No, subbed on. In the
I
60th
think-
minute.
Depends on the game,
75th
right?
Minute, right?
I think if
Because
they're
you don't have anyone
winning,
on the
he
right
does come
back.
on. I think if England is winning, I can completely see him coming on for like a John Stones, where he's a
Sure.
bit more of like a more dominant aerial threat, and Norway's going to be pushing in the crosses heavy. That's obviously always been a game plan for them. I could even see him coming on at that left back, right? Like you can move Nico O'Reilly maybe into the center mid position, keep him in there for defensive stability, put him in at left back, knowing that the crosses mostly come in from the left side, from that Schaffel or whatever guy, or Nusa. So you can kind of really kind of play high on the right side to give that extra man defender in the box. So you could kind of see that like 4 center back lineup almost England could throw out there. I could totally see that happen. That is kind of the new era, Arteta ball, Pep ball, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. You gotta, if that's what the best teams are doing, we gotta adopt those strategies, man.
Yeah.
Get those corners in, do what you need to do. I don't care how it happens. I just want England to win this game. So let's see.
Yeah.
So guys, there you go. We've broken down an amazing round of 16. Shout out Cape Verde again. And here are predictions that are going to be right, of course, because it's not going to be VAR From Perfect. It's going to be just perfect, right? I don't know if I should say that. But again, this has been a super long episode, but we've had so much to talk about, so much great football. But what are you guys waiting for? Follow us on VAR From Perfect on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. We have little clips, we have little videos, a lot of content for you guys. And we see a lot of comments already on our social media. So thank you for all the support. Whatever little comment, whatever little like means a lot to us. We're just trying to spread the love of the game within the world, spread some positivity, talk about the GOATs, talk about the games. And we thank you for tuning into this episode. And I guess we're going to sign off. See you guys in the I forgot the Spanish I learned. See you guys in the quarterfinals, guys. Peace.
So